Okay, hi everybody, it's me, Bonkai922. The Witch and the Beast, episode 9 review. This is the conclusion of I guess you could call it the Witch and the Demon Sword whole thing. My only disconnect with this specific thing is that it's like the guy who started shit turned out to be nothing. This executioner. He came in, thought he could control the demon sword, couldn't, then, which I found hilarious, towards the end of the episode, when the demon sword is no longer, there, which is a whole nother thing I have to get into, shows up to the people that are there because he's like, I need more sacrifices, and he gets decimated. And not in a good way. Decimated from like what? I don't know how long of a stretch of an attack it was. But he got let's just say this. He'll have to live on a stick for the rest of his life. Legs, arms, gone. He's basically a turtle. But moving on. As I said, this is episode 9 of Witch and the Beast. This is basically a conclusion from last week where it was Hoshgoff. This was Hoshgoff and Hoshgoff. It's like it's weird. They also have the same name. Hoshgoff. Hoshgon. You have the Ashhoff, Ashgan. It's like so weird. They have, Well, anyway, we left off from last week. The reveal again of Guideu's. I don't understand what this thing is that's in the coffin. All that I know from the first only two times we've seen it in the anime, is that it is incredibly powerful against magic opponents. That's my understanding. Against witches, against demon swords, it's very powerful. It can really deflect attacks, magical attacks. So that's the only thing I can understand from. I guess it is Guideu himself, because we saw Guideu mostly as a woman, but very confusing. Anyway, Ashhoff does the ritual, and Guideu kisses Helga and is able to bring that creature out. And then it gets crazy. Just the whole, it's this guy and demon sword fighting Ashgan, and then you got Matt is there. He's giving support. Eventually, Guideu's with this new form is able to punch the demon sword, really hard. Ashgan, really hard, and it takes him out. Now, we do get some scenes with, I believe this was the person who was her ancestor, because Helga comes from a family of witches who basically are in charge of the demon sword. And we get a scene of this girl, I think her name's Quina, and she, what does she do? She basically, she imprisons him, and she's saying how she hopes that one of her children has a different emotion than rather hatred for him. And then he gets imprisoned, and then we have, the realization that he's been destroyed, but he's not really dead. And then we get that funny scene where basically Guideu, he takes a rock and crushes it, and starts shooting at this executioner, rip off his arm, both his arms, both his legs, and that's basically how it ends. But my thing about it is this: the demon sword was really the main baddie here. The main force, the main baddie that was in conjunction here. He was the main one that was the main antagonist in this story. This executioner guy, he did some shit, and I realized he was so pathetic and weak. I was like, dude, you're trash. But, he took out that Frankenstein head. But the aftermath of this is that Matt confronts them. It was that girl, Laurel, her name was, and the executioner. He starts freezing them over, and he's lost his patience with them because he's basically very, subdued, and he's very he doesn't kill people unless it's for a very good specific reason. He doesn't like killing people. It's just his story, and he's reached the point of not feeling that anymore, and is going to kill them. And Helga basically says to him, she's seen enough. Do it somewhere else, but make sure you give them incredible amount of pain, and make sure they never forget to. And he just drags them. They're basically icicles and drags them. And then we have a scene with her and Ashoff, and it's a cute scene about if she ever needs their help, or if they need her help, they'll contact her basically. But she says she doesn't have that much magic left because of the seal. That results into another interesting plot point where Ashgan, he sees her when she takes him out of the basement, and she's saying how, he's so dirty and everything, he's alone down there with her siblings and her mother, I think. And it results in him thinking to himself, this is a witch's curse. This is a curse. It's a witch's curse. Because he's still there in the sword. And it's kind of funny, she's holding him. It's like, it's a witch's curse. So that was the whole bit. Now, the preview for next week, my understanding is that from what I understand, is the origin witch. Now, I think this has to do with the one who actually did the curse on Guideu. Now, this is episode 10, so I'm guessing we're going to get like a 3-parter, explanation. This show's good, but I do have some misgivings about it. I think this specific part that we've had with the witch and the demon sword is one part because of how weak the villain was. The demon sword was much more interesting. But that being said, I did read a few things, and it seems like the author of the manga has taken a hiatus. So maybe that's part of the reason why I think it is structured the way it's structured throughout the anime. So I can understand that. Personally, I still think it's a good show, but it's definitely not. And personally, if I was going to go back on my word, I wouldn't have reviewed this. I would have reviewed Undead Unwanted Sorcerer Adventurer. That one is woo! I think that is probably the best of the season, aside from Solo Leveling. I think it's the best fantasy adventure anime of the season. Just my take. But this was a good one. Like I said, I'd say 9.5 out of 10. Because, like I said, that villain is Pretty crappy, the villain was. But that's all I got for you guys. I know I said I was going to do first impressions on these other shows, but I never got around to doing it. Maybe if I have a moment, I'll be able to do them. I'm trying to think now. I'll probably do them possibly tomorrow if I can. If I can't, then I'll just leave it for Anime Series Review. But yeah, this is about kind of Toy 2. I'll see you guys later. Sorry, Frankenstein head, man. Shush. It's a piece of crap. Demon Sword is better. I'll see you guys later.